Hi friends, welcome back to the other session of data sufficiency. In the previous session we have discussed the basic concept of data sufficiency and we had one question in fact. Now I am going to continue with this question. This question has been asked in one of the previous SBI PO exams. Now the question says like this: when did Santosh reach the college is the question. And statement 1, Santosh college was 10 kilometers away from his home. Second one, Santosh was going at 40 kilometers per hour. This question, in that year, many students made a mistake while going for this question. Simply, they kept the answer option as number 5, option number 5. What do you mean by number 5? With 1 alone, I am not able to answer the question. With 2 alone, I am not able to answer the question. Then, after combining these two, if I am able to answer the question, my answer is option number 5. Means both are required to answer the question. Many students made the same mistake. They came out after keeping the option as both are required to answer the question. But think carefully, option number 5 is wrong. The right option for this question is option number 4. What is option number 4? 1 alone is not sufficient. Independently 2 alone is not sufficient. Even after combining these two also, I am not able to answer the question. That is option number 4. What is the mistake? What is the trick in this one? First, read the question properly. Those students who made the mistake as keeping option number 5, they must have thought in this way. They asked for when did Santosh reach the school. They asked for the time. Now, in the first statement, means they asked for the time. In the first statement, they have given distance. Second statement, they have given speed. Of course, distance by speed, I can get time. Probably they might have thought in this way and they kept the option as option number 5 because they could get time by using distance and speed. But why is this wrong? What is the trick in this one? See, here they fail to understand the question first of all. In the question, when they have asked in this way, when did Nitish reach the school? When? What do you mean by when? When means when only, right? When means they are asking the ending time. They are asking for the ending time. Right here, actually they are asking for the ending time. Alright. When they ask for the ending time, to answer this question, I should have the starting time also. Ending time is equal to starting time plus duration of the journey. Only then I can solve the question. Ending time, to find out the ending time, starting time plus duration of the journey. But in this question you observe, with statement 1, I can say the distance is available, of course. Statement 1, distance is there. Of course, with distance alone, I cannot answer the question. So, 1 alone is not sufficient. Now, independently go for the second one. In the second one, I can find what is the speed. With speed alone, I cannot answer the question. Then what should be my next attempt? I need to combine these two. If I combine these two, distance by speed, of course, I can get time. But friends, observe this one. This time does not refer to the ending time. This is not ending time. This refers this term duration of the journey. Means yes, I can get the time, but that time is duration of the journey. But the question is, what is the ending time? To find out the ending time without the starting time, only with duration of the journey, I cannot answer the question. Right? Suppose if they have given the starting time 7 o'clock plus duration of the journey 7:15, 7:20, 7:30, I could have answered the question. But now I am not able to answer the question because starting time is missing in the given information. Hope you understood this question, right? So sometimes they ask the question in this tricky way. We need to find out the ending time. Now answer for this one is option number 4. 1 alone is not sufficient, as well as 2 alone independently not sufficient. Even after combining these two also, I am not able to answer the question. Option number 4. Next time onwards, when you go for this type of questions, be a little careful and try to read the question properly and try to understand what is to be exactly solved in the question. Then which data are required? Have they given the data or not? And accordingly you need to go for this one. Alright, now let us take another example. This is also, this question also taken from one of the previous bank PO exams, right? The question is in this way. Now this one, everybody must answer this question. After reading the question, take a pause, think it over and try to answer the question. Alright, so now the question says like this. They have asked the question in this way. In a running race, this is the second question in this row. This is also a tricky one. In a running race, among four, let us say A, B, C, D, right? The question is who finished last? Observe here. Who finished last is the question. Now they have given the first information like this. When A finished the race, B, C and D are 100 meters, right? Let us say 60 meters and 40 meters respectively behind him. Statement 1. Then statement 2 says when B finished the race, C and D are let us take 20 meters and 10 meters respectively behind him is the question. Respectively behind him, right? Now they have given this question in this way, exactly the same terms were there. Now you need to answer the question using data sufficiency. Which data are sufficient to answer the question? Then accordingly you need to go for the options. Even for this question also, most of the students made a wrong option. Some students went for the option number 1 and some like opted for option number 3. Most of the students have done in this way, right? Those opted for option number 1. Option number 1, when do we need to go for option number 1? Option number 1, when data in first alone are sufficient to answer the question, whereas data in second one alone is not sufficient to answer the question. In this case, option number 1. But this is not the right answer. And what do you mean by third option? Some students even went for the third option also. Third option says that 1 alone is sufficient as well as 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Even this answer also, this option also wrong. Then what should be the right option for this one? Again for this question, the right option is option number 4. What is option number 4? 1 is not sufficient to answer the question and 2 is also independently not sufficient to answer the question. Even after combining these two also, I am not able to answer the question. You can't answer the question. In this case, your option should be option number 4. Then why is that so? Why I cannot answer the question with 1 or 2 alone? Why even after combining these two also I am not able to answer the question? The logic is very simple. Friends, first try to understand the question properly. They have given this one as a running race. It is not morning walk, right? The speeds may be different. They have not given the speeds. They have not at all mentioned anything about the speed. Let me explain you in an elaborated way. Now, the question is who finished last, right? I am just taking it out. Question is who finished last. Let us imagine in this way. This is the track, right? Now, 4 contestants are there. Let us say A, B, C, D. This is the finishing line. Now they are asking who finished last. I need this person. Who finished last. Keep it in your mind. Who finished last. Then what is the first data? What are the first data? The first data they have given in this way. When A finished the race. Now A is out of the fray. A already finished the race. And they have given B is somewhere here. Right. C is somewhere here. D is somewhere here. Even they have given the measurement also. B is 100 meters away from the finishing point behind him. C was 50 meters how much they have given for C? 50 or 60. I think I have given 60 meters, and D 40 meters behind him. Many students made a mistake in this way. They considered this sequence as the final one, and they have given the option in this sequence, B finished the last. For that reason, their answer was B was the last person to finish the race. Think it over, friends. This is the wrong answer because they have taken only one of the possibilities there. Since it is the running race, they have not mentioned anything about speeds. How can I confirm this one? How can I confirm that B would finish last? There is a possibility that by the time D finishes this 40 meters, B can come and overtake him. Yes or no? There is a possibility. He may overtake, may not overtake, but there is a possibility. Suppose if B overtakes D without disturbing C here, means we are not disturbing C, we are taking that B overtook D. In this case, C should finish last. Suppose let us take in this way, B and C both can overtake D. In this case, D should finish last, or if they go in the same sequence, B would have finished last. How can we comment on that one? How can we conclude for that matter? So for that reason, I cannot answer the question with this alone. So 1 is not sufficient to answer the question. Now independently go for the second one. Don't be under the influence of the first while going with the second data. Now second data says when B finished the race. Now B is out of the fray. A is after B finishing the race, they have given C is somewhere here, D is somewhere here. The same logic is applicable. By the time D covers this distance, C can come and overtake D. In this case, D would be the last person. Or if they go in the same sequence, C would be the last person. I cannot get the confirmed answer for this one. Even in this case, I am not able to answer the question. Right? Think in the other way. Not only based on this one, but based on some other logic also I can say, I should say otherwise, right? This data are not sufficient to answer the question. What is that logic? Here, in the second one, if you take second one independently, they have given information about CDB, but they have not given information about A. Without A, how can I answer the question? I cannot answer this one. So, with 1 alone I cannot answer, 2 alone I cannot answer. Next job is combining these two. See, the question is not over till, right? Still I am not able to go for the final option because 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is not sufficient, but one more option is there with me, combining these two. But think it over. Even after combining these two also, I cannot answer who can finish the race last. Because the reason is that even if you combine these two also, at the most I know that A and B both are out of the fray, right? Now C and D are left out. I don't know the speeds of C and D. Without knowing the speeds of C and D, I cannot answer the question. Hope you got the idea. This is the way to go for data sufficiency questions. I have taken only simple examples, but there is some trick in that one. I have chosen those examples. Nowadays, right, if you observe the recent PO examinations, right, when I teach in my regular classes, I take very recent questions. If you go for the recent examination questions, the questions are of high standard. The difficulty level is very high. Sometimes they are describing almost half a puzzle in the given question, followed by two information. Many questions are asked, so difficulty level is very high. To go for this one, first of all, you should know the method, the concept in a proper manner. Hope you understood the model. Now, let us finish up the session by giving one more example to you. Now, I am going to take a moderate level difficulty question. I hope everybody can answer this one. Let us go for this one. Even this question also, I have chosen this question from one of the bank PO exams only. The question they have given in this way. In an election, the third one in this row, right? In an election between two candidates, between two candidates, what is the total number of oats polled. I am writing in this way, total number of oats polled. What is the total number of oats polled if all are valid oats? This is the question. Alright, in an election between two candidates, what's the total number of votes polled if all are valid votes is the question. And they have given statement 1. Statement 1. The winning candidate got 60% of the votes, total votes they have given. Then statement 2 they have given, the winner got a majority of let us take a convenient figure, 2000. I have changed the numbers, the question was same but I changed the numbers. Majority of 2000 votes is the given statement. Now you need to attempt the question, right? The foremost thing is try to understand the question, friends. That's very important. I'm just giving you, means I'm teaching you repeatedly in this way, right? The first thing is try to understand the question. The question is, in an election between two candidates, observe that there are only two candidates. What is the total number of votes polled if all are valid votes? What do you mean by valid votes? When all are valid votes, the very meaning of that one is when there is no invalid vote, total number of votes, how many votes are polled, those votes should be distributed between these two candidates only. That's the meaning of this one, right? When all are valid, there is no invalid vote. Now when there are only two candidates, all the votes must be shared between these two only. This is the other clue. Means they have given some clues in the question itself. Two candidates are there when all are valid votes. Now I am starting with information number 1, statement 1. With statement 1, I can say when winning candidate got 60% of the votes and there are only two candidates, obviously other person should be loser. When one is winner, got 60%, other one should be loser. Now loser must get rest of the 40% of the votes. This much I can say, but I cannot answer the question of how many votes are polled in total. But what best I can do from this one, I can go a little in depth and I can say the difference between these two, I can say percentage wise 20% of votes, right? Winner minus loser is 20% of votes. With this alone, of course, I am not able to answer the question. Now go with the second one independently. Don't merge the first one now. Go for the second one. Winner got a majority. Winner minus loser is equal to 2000 votes. Right? Of course, with this alone, I am not able to answer the question. Because in this one, I got only winner minus loser, the majority of 2000. Then what should I do now? With one alone, I am not able to answer. With two alone, I am not able to answer. In this case, I need to combine these two. After combining these two, I can definitely conclude in this way. Percentage wise, the difference is 20%. Then votes wise difference is 2000. Both the cases total number of votes are same. My direct unitary equation, I am writing here, my direct unitary equation is when 20% of the total votes is equal to 2000, what is 100% of votes? I can get the answer. And remember friends, here these questions are not meant for simplification. The examiner does not want to test your simplification skills with this question. They want the overall aptitude, overall idea of the student on this one. Now, you need not go for the simplification. You should say that I already answered this one, irrespective of the physical answer, because I don't need that one. Now here my answer is going to be, when 20% is 2000, 100% is how much? Definitely I am going to get a confirmed answer. I will get one absolute value. So for that reason, my answer is going to be 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is not sufficient, but after combining these two, I am able to answer the question. I hope you understood the concept in a proper manner, right? For the first question, they had not given the starting time. So you couldn't answer the question. Answer was fourth option. Second question, they have not given the speeds. So you couldn't answer the question. Answer was again option number 4. But in this question you see, with 1 alone I cannot answer the question, 2 alone I cannot answer the question, but after combining these two I am able to answer the question. For that reason my option is going to be option number 5 for this question, 4 for rest of the 2. Hope you got the idea, right? Friends, what I'm going to do, I want to extend this concept because this is very useful for you, very much useful for you for many competitive exams, particularly especially bank PO exams. Now in the next session I'm going to take some more tricky questions with more difficulty level. If possible I can take from latest PO examinations, right? I hope you have got some new points from this session, and at the same time you must have enjoyed this one, and thanks for joining this session, and meet you in the next video. Thank you very much.